Hi everyone, here's a bit of a Blue Peter session for you on making your own bolsters. The main difference between a bolster and just a blanket by itself or a couple of cushions that are stacked is that it's compressed enough and has enough shape that it starts to feel like it's supporting your body as well as giving you that comfort that we often get by sliding a blanket or a cushion under a cranky joint. So you need a couple of blankets, couple of pillows or cushions, and then you want to experiment with bags. So I've got one of those sort of woven bags for life here and a hold-all. And this is worth taking a bit of time with, because when you find the right combination of things for you to make the right shape bolster, you will start to find that you can come to it every time you do your yoga practice. So option number one, this is for if you've got a couple of these sort of throw pillows, you like to stack them, but you often then find they slide away from each other in a pose, or they don't maybe hold their shape as well as you want. You're going to pop them in a bag for life or a tote bag. You want to find a bag that's only just big enough for the pillows so that they end up already compressed and already quite firm. So I've gone with two of those sort of cushions that you have on the sofa here. They're in the bag. And then you've got a little bit more shape to them. So as you'll see when I do a demo later on, they don't slide away from each other, they stay firm. And it also just means that you're not running around trying to find so many things if they always stay in the bag. So that's option one. And I'm going to take this moment just to say, use a bag that feels nice to you. This one's a sort of hemp weave, but I certainly wouldn't want to use a plastic bag for life. I think I wouldn't want that texture next to me in a yoga class. So that's something else to consider, because it could work both ways. You might make yourself less comfortable by using an unpleasant texture. On the other hand, maybe you've got a cushion or a blanket where the texture annoys you in yoga at the moment, and putting it in the right bag would solve that problem. So there's bolster number one. Bolster number two is going to be a bit more of a square shape. So I've got here a sort of hold-all bag. It could be a gym bag, it could be a weekend bag. And I'm going to try and fill it as much as possible to make a really firm sort of cube bolster or rectangular bolster. So I'm starting off with a fairly dense blanket. That's going to go in. And at this point, I would say that my bag is about half full. Now the blanket's already got more shape than it would have normally. I'm not sure this one will fit in. I think that might be a bit too big, but I think this one will go in. And another point is that you might find you want to sort of change the order in which you fill a bag with blankets or cushions, because you might find that there's one blanket that it always makes sense to put on the bottom. Maybe it's just a bit more dense anyway. So second blanket goes in. Obviously, I feel like a disclaimer is needed here that if you break a zip on your favourite bag, that is not the responsibility of Yoga for Everybody Norfolk. And doing this up, I've now got a fairly firm shape. Now this bag has actually got quite a lot of handles on, which might be annoying if you were using it all the time as a bolster. But I'm going to tuck that one away. And this one comes off fairly easily, this big carry strap. So that can leave. And actually, that, oh, look at this. It's like I planned it. You've then got a yoga strap as well. Okay. So I've now got a fairly sturdy bolster that gives me a similar height to one of these grey bolsters. I think you can see there. It's actually a bit wider as well, so it might be nicer for sitting on. And I've then got a lot of scope to play around with them. So I'll do a few demos and pop them in separate videos for you so that you can build up to using bolsters, either homemade or ones that you've bought more specifically for the purpose. Thank you.